NPS Now, your source for news and information about Norfolk Public Schools. I'm your host, Karen Tanner, and with me today is a very special guest, Lauren Campsen, the principal of Ocean View Elementary School. Welcome to NPS Now.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you, Lauren, for taking time out your busy schedule to come talk with us today about something very important that you received recently. You were chosen as the 2014 National Distinguished Principal of the Year for the state of Virginia by the Virginia Association of Elementary School Principals. This coveted award is something that you truly deserved.
Thank you so much.
Let me tell you, I was there. When they announced your name, I saw you sitting there on stage smiling, but when they announced your name, what was going on in your mind?
Well, it was such a huge honor, and I knew that I was, a finalist for the award, but I did not realize that I was receiving it that day. And so I thought I was doing an assembly for the superintendent to make an announcement about our wonderful new transformation plan for our schools. And so as Dr. Baldwin was talking, it did become obvious to me what was happening, but it was just out of what I'd been planning for my day so much that it was quite a surprise.
What does this award mean to you and for your school?
It is such a great honor, and I think it validates a lot of what I've done my whole career with children and the beliefs that I have about instruction, and my firm belief that all of my children have the ability to learn. And it also puts a spotlight on the good work that Norfolk Public Schools does. I think sometimes we get beaten up a little bit by the press, and a lot of focus are on some of the negative things. And it's nice to be able to be one of the places that we can really highlight what a really fantastic job and what a great education that Norfolk Public Schools makes available for all of our children.
You had the mayor, the superintendent, your custodial staff, one of the parents, and principals from around the district there to congratulate you. How did that make you feel?
Humbled, really. I felt humbled that so many people had come to celebrate such a special event for me.
What's the next step now after winning that award?
Well, I hope that I'll be able to use some of the things that I've learned and done and accomplished to share with others. I always like to be able to give advice and coaching to new principals. They call me a lot and ask for, ideas and ways that they can do things, and I hope to be able to do more of that, to share the strategies that we've used so successfully at Ocean View with other schools, so that we have our goal of having all of our schools accredited with as our new transformation plan is in place for.
Yeah. So how long have you been with us here in Norfolk Public Schools?
Since 1980.
1980?
Yes.
And what roles and positions have you held since 1980?
Well, I was a reading specialist, worked in a Chapter 1 reading lab at Sherwood Forest, and then I moved to Granby High School for a year and was working as a reading specialist there. And then I worked at Ghent and Meadowbrook and Tanners Creek, a lot of different schools as a reading specialist. Worked for Dr. Lockamy when he was deputy superintendent as an elementary specialist, and then moved on to Ghent and then to Ocean View as assistant principal, and kind of just made my life at Ocean View, stayed there, moved on to the principalship right there in that very same school.
And you've been in this school for how long?
15 years as principal and a few years before that as assistant.
What other awards and recognitions has Ocean View and you received?
Well, our school has very often been named a school of excellence by the state. In addition, for 5 years of the last 6 years, we've been recognized as a Virginia Distinguished Title I school. 2008, our school was recognized by the U.S. Department of Education as a National Blue Ribbon School. And at that same time, I received the Terrell Bell Award for school leadership.
Right, and you've won something, 5 times an award?
The school has won the Virginia Distinguished Title I School Award for 5 years.
So being there for 15 years, you have to love the community and the kids. What do you like most about the community?
The community has a great history. Ocean View really has its own identity. And my school, even the original principal from 1939 is so well remembered. because there's so many people that families have stayed for generations. And so it really, when people talk about Ocean View, they have a vision in their mind of Ocean View because it is like its own little separate community with its own traditions and the types of people that are there. I love it so much that I moved to East Beach, and I actually live in Ocean View.
You all have a little symbol that you do when you see each other and greet each other, OV or something?
Yeah, we call our, and once you're part of the view, you're always part of the view. As we've sent other, many of our staff people out to other positions in the district as principals and assistant principals and senior coordinators and a lot of other positions throughout the district, but when they come back, they're always, once part of the view, always part of the view.
So tell me, what makes you and your school so successful?
I think that we have a real belief in our children. We truly believe that all children can learn, and we really go by the philosophy that demographics should never predict student achievement. And I think as long as you hold on to that philosophy and you know that they can learn, then it's just a matter of figuring out how to make it happen. And so that's what our challenge is, not our children, but our job to figure out what works best for our children.
How is the community and parent involvement with Ocean View?
We have a great set of parents. We have parents that come every Thursday and Friday, working with our parent liaison to do things for our children, you know, putting together little booklets and cutting and pasting. They call themselves the Cut, Chew, and Chat group. From my own neighborhood in East Beach, and I have over 24 of my neighbors that come to my building every single Wednesday they're East Beach buddies or the EB, and they work with the first and second graders who are having a little bit of struggles with reading one-on-one situations, which has been very successful and very popular for our children because everyone wants in to work with the EB. So I think we get a lot of support. We get a lot of Navy support.
Oh, wow.
We have Navy partners that come and help us out with special events when we have our field day. Our SOL picnic is coming up. We have a lot of our military partners come and help us out with that also.
Well, I wonder, were they a part of your 75th anniversary?
That was such a wonderful event. That was back in January, marking the 75th year when Lucy Mason Holt, the original principal, paraded the children from the old school on Maple Avenue down to the new building. And we had so many of our former graduates from the 40s and the 50s come back. Our 5th grade media club did an oral history, and they videotaped our former alumni coming back and talking about their favorite thing about our school. And we played that during our 75th anniversary.
Wow, you've got a lot of exciting things going on at Ocean View.
It's a great school, a great school.
Well, after winning this award, what's next with you with this award?
Well, to just keep on doing things with children. I'll be at my school doing what I'm doing, or hopefully maybe doing some other things in the district to work with new principals that are in some of the schools that are still struggling a little bit.
Okay, good. So are they going to send you to another level of this competition?
You know, I don't think, and I'm not sure, but I don't think it. I think they just bring all 50 of us together. We all go to Washington, D.C. in October. Great. We get to go to the White House.
You get to meet the president.
Yes, hopefully. Hopefully we get to meet the president, so I'm very excited. I know they're giving us a big black tie dinner while we're in Washington, so it's going to be a very special event, and I'll be able to meet all of the other distinguished principals from across the country.
We'll take pictures, and we'll be glad to share it on NPS Now.
Okay, absolutely, I will.
Thank you for coming on the show today and sharing with us the great celebrations at Ocean View for you and for the school.
Thank you so much for having me today.
You are so welcome. And stay tuned for more NPS Now. Welcome back to NPS Now. With me today, sharing the stage for the first time, I believe, is Senior Coordinator for Athletics, Steve Suttmiller. Welcome, Steve.
Karen, thank you. And just to correct you, this is the second time. We had a show last year, so glad to be back with you, though.
I stand corrected. I'm glad to have you. We don't get out much. We're on posters around the school district, but now people finally get to see us one-on-one together.
Okay.
Good. Well, great to have you, Steve. I'm great to be able to interview you today.
All right. We have a lot of good information.
Yes, we do. And I want to kick it off with the high school and middle school seasons are wrapping up. And so we're getting into the 2014-15 planning seasons. What are some important information for parents and students?
Well, at this point of the season, as you said, we are wrapping up our spring seasons, and athletes now are finishing up their coursework, their academic year, and it's critical that they're taking care of their work.
Right.
So that they are eligible to participate next fall, because this spring semester dictates on what they can do next fall. So if they're a freshman, sophomore, or junior, they need to make sure that they're eligible to participate. And what we want to point out is that to be eligible to participate is an athlete has to pass a minimum of 5 classes at the high school level. Mm-hmm. At the middle school level, they have to pass 3 of their 5 classes since they've gone to a new block schedule. But in high school, the 5 classes is the Virginia High School League minimum. Now, Norfolk Public Schools has an additional requirement with the 2.0. Mm-hmm. So that student athlete needs to make sure that they pass 5 and that they have a 2.0 moving into next fall. Now, if an athlete is below that, either the pass 5 or the 2.0, we have some safety nets that an athlete can use to help them gain eligibility. And one is the summer school. They can take courses in the summer to replace grades to help that GPA, or they can take some courses to help in passing the 5 to get that minimal standard. So
with the 5, what are the 5 main courses for the high school, or 3 for the middle?
Well, they're probably going to take 7 classes, so they have to pass 5 of their 7.
Okay.
And in the middle school, they're taking 5, so that we want them to minimally to pass 3, but we want them to pass all of them.
Right.
So,
right.
But that's the minimal standard from the Virginia High School League for the high school level. And then the 2.0 is our standard, which has been in place for a while.
Well, let me give you a scenario. Say you have a student who is coming into the fall, didn't have a good end of the year.
Okay.
Prayerfully that won't happen, but they didn't. But then how could they be eligible later to play a sport?
Well, I'm going to start with a 9th grader. All 9th graders coming into high school are eligible. And so they haven't established anything yet. Okay, so they have that first semester to pass 5 and to get a 2.0. But in our rule, we allow 9th graders to play the whole year. We want them engaged. We want them part of the programs because we think and we know through evidence-based research out there that athletics and academics go hand in hand, and they typically they do well in the academic setting if they're an athlete. So we want them engaged. So at the turn of the semester for a freshman, they have to pass 5 courses. The 2.0 is not necessary their first year, but we hope that they're doing that because their sophomore year, they'll have to establish that 2.0 in the past 5. So really, to get back to your question, the change of the semester, an athlete can only pass 4, okay? Then he's not eligible. But if he passes 5 that semester and he wants to play that spring semester, if he was ineligible, then he would be eligible to play as long as he has the 5 and the 2.0.
If that sport is still going on.
If that sport is still going on.
And then that new semester rolls over. So there is hope. If, say, if it's basketball season, you didn't do well.
Yeah, if you didn't do well, you didn't start off in basketball because of your grades, but you took care of your academic work during that first semester, and then the athletic director would review the grades and then determine your eligibility from there. So moving into your 11th and 12th grade year, if you fall below that 2.0, we have waivers that an athlete can take. So there's plenty of opportunities for athletes to maintain their eligibility. And if they do fall or slip, and everybody can do that once in a while, we can still have them play through that waiver. But we want them to maintain that 2.0. We want them to pass 5 throughout their high school career.
So along with eligibility, you got to have health things taken care of.
Yes, eligibility, that's the number one thing. The second criteria to be eligible to participate in athletics is the pre-participation physical. That has to be done on a yearly basis. And the timing now where we are starts that. So all physicals are good from May 1st through June 30th.
Of next year.
Of next year.
Okay.
So
that's key because a lot of parents aren't sure how the physical works.
Right, and again, that's dictated by the Virginia High School League. So a lot of parents will call me and say, hey, I just got my physical in April.
Yeah.
Well, that's not good anymore. So we have some ways that we help with that. One, we encourage all to go to their family physician because their family physician knows the athlete. But if they can't, we have scheduled times at the schools that they can that will have physicals for the student athletes, and we'll start those in the middle of May. And all parents and students and coaches can go on our athletic website and go to the physical tab, and there's a list of
How
physicals.
often do we do those in the schools?
It varies. With the change of the Virginia High School League going to an the out-of-season practice rule has changed. So the bulk of the physicals are done from May until June, because after June 30th, technically an athlete shouldn't be practicing with their team. So we want to get them, have that physical done before then. But we do have some selected dates at the end of July through the month of August that will cover winter athletics and spring, and then also the middle schools.
Well, you know, I have student athletes, and every time a sport comes around that the child wants to play in, they have to watch a concussion video. How important is that for parents to know you really need to do this?
The third step, okay? You have to have all three of these in order to participate. The concussion education was instituted 3 years ago, mandated by the state. It's a state law. It's the only injury that has a law behind it. So it's critical that the parents take their time to review the concussion information. And we have two methods that we do it by. One, we have in-services at the schools with the athletic director, with the athletic trainer, and they're there, and we give out information on concussions. We talk about concussions. They watch a video, and then we give them the concussion letter that they sign right there with the parent and the child. The second step, and we know that all parents can't get to these meetings because they have other responsibilities. The second step is to go online at our website, watch that video, print out the letter, sign it with their son or daughter with them, and then bring that back into the school. So we have methods. It's critical, and it's really critical that the parents take the time to understand these signs and symptoms, and take the time to print off the fact sheets that we have online, and question your son or daughter when they come home.
Give me for more information. Who can they contact and get more information?
Well, they're going to contact Steve Sutmiller.
What's your phone number?
628-3477, Office of Athletics. But again, our website has all this information from the eligibility, from the Pass 5, the 2.0. The physical form is on there so they can take to their physician, and then obviously the concussion education.
Great. Thank you, Steve. I'm glad we were able to share a stage together today with some valuable information for our parents and students.
Okay, we hope everybody takes time to go to our website to view all the information.
Thank you. Thank you, Steve. And stay tuned for more NPS Now. Welcome back to NPS Now. With us today is Carlos Clanton, Executive Director for the Norfolk Education Foundation, and John Maddox, President of RRM Architect, and also a Norfolk Education Foundation board member. Welcome, gentlemen, to NPS Now.
Good morning, Karen.
Or maybe should I say calling all golfers. It's that time of the year again where we tell everybody to brush off their golf clubs and bring their balls and come hang out with you all. Carlos, what is this special event that's coming up in the next couple of weeks?
This is the second annual NEF Golf Classic, or as we say, Golfing for Education. It's a golf tournament for the school district to support our public school students and teachers.
Why is it important to host this event?
First of all, it's fun, and it's a great fundraiser for the students and teachers for Norfolk Public Schools. There's a lot of things that are done that the foundation does that are real business oriented. This is our fun event for the year.
So tell us, where's it being held, the time, and the cost?
Well, it's going to be at Cypress Point Country Club. It's going to be on Wednesday, June the 18th. It will be an early morning. The first shotgun will start at 7:30 in the morning, and then we have a second shotgun that'll start off in that afternoon. So we're a full day, and cost and for individuals right now is $100 per individual golfer, and you can go to our website, NEF Golf Classic, to get more information on sponsorships and foursomes. And a foursome is $400.
So there's flights. I kind of learned that. It's the first flight and second flight. So what are the
Yes.
times again for the flights?
I think we're still at 7:30, or did we move it back to 7 this year?
No, it's 7:30 tee
Yeah.
off for the morning round, and 1 o'clock for the afternoon round. And there's actually 2 flights in each round in terms of first and second place.
So if I want to try my hand at golfing, where do I register for this event?
Well, go to the website. One of the things that we did is we put a site together so you can get all the information you need about the tournament at nefgolfclassic.com.
And John, why did your company decide, RMM Architects, to become involved in this event?
Well, it was sort of my idea. I got with Carlos a couple of years ago, and I said, you're the only school division in Hampton Roads that doesn't have a golf tournament. And it's a great way to make money, and it was very successful last year. So we've been involved from the start.
So why is it important for other businesses or organizations to get involved?
Well, it's all about, as I said before, it's all about the students and teachers for Norfolk Public Schools. It raises awareness of what's going on in the school system. It gives people a chance to go out and create relationships and have fun together instead of just feeling like it's business.
And last year you had some student golfers. What are you going to do this year?
Well, this year we're going to have what we're instituting what we call the Superintendent's Cup. So we're actually going to have a team from each one of our 5 high schools to represent, and they're going to play in the morning, and they're going to compete for the new coveted Superintendent's Cup. So we're adding some fun in there, some great things, so it's for everybody. And I'm not a golfer. I haven't golfed since 4th grade when I was in the gifted program here. But I did get some golf clubs and so forth. But everybody, you don't have to be a golfer, because for our non-golfers, we have our 19th hole reception, so you can still come in the evening and still celebrate and have live music and great food, and still be a part of the whole event.
So that's for students. What are for the other adults or the other golfers? What are some of the prizes they'll have out there?
Well, last year we gave away gifts. This year we're giving away gift cards to the pro shop, and $100 a plate for first place.
For first place.
What's it for second place?
Second place, I do believe, is either $75 or $50
Right.
down there, and we just kind of go down. But we're also doing trophies this year. Just something, everyone likes a good trophy and to be able to hold on that one. And Dr. Warren Stewart, one of our school board members, is already claiming first place.
Is he?
So, if anybody wants to take that from him, we want to encourage you to go ahead and register.
Well, you
That's
have
only
some-
because my team backed out.
Your team back
The
out.
competition. No.
Well, you
kidding.
have some golf items with you here today. What do you have?
Well, we've got John is working with us on here. This year we're working on some items here. So what John is holding is our golf towel. So each of our players who participate are going to get a NEF golf towel, and then we also are now going to get a sleeve of golf balls here that have the logo for the golf tournament. So. We're every year we're getting bigger and better, and we're taking in the feedback that individuals are giving us, and we just want to make this an exciting event, fun, that people will walk away saying, "Wow, this is something that we can't wait to be a part of until next year." And so John has been a great help with that. Dr. Latanya Simmons, who's the co-chair with that one. I always tell that story that John was the first one for years who cornered me and kept saying, "Hey, we need to do a golf tournament." And you always hear how much work there's involved, but we have great volunteers and folks to help us with that. But Dr. Simmons literally cornered me 7 times on the first day that she was here, because she's an avid golfer, and she said, "We need to do a golf tournament." And so between these two here, we're seeing it, and we're seeing a great new addition to the lineup of great activities that we have for the school district.
And speaking of bigger and better, we're going to have some special guests this go around.
Yes, we are, and we're not going to announce them today,
Okay.
but we have some VIPs that are coming, some who have some very strong ties to Norfolk Public Schools, who have done some great things, and so be on the lookout for that, and we will definitely make sure that Channel 47 is a part of that big announcement when we roll that out there. But it's going to be something you don't want to miss this event.
So if I'm not a golfer, but I know you have something special geared to happen, how can I still be involved with the Golf Classic?
We're always open to volunteers. We just want to get those in as soon as possible. But you can always contact the Foundation's office at 628-1172, or you can go to the NEFGolfClassic.com website. But most importantly, at this particular point, if you know somebody who's a golfer, you may not be, but you know somebody in your family or a friend or a business associate or even somebody at your church, encourage them to come on in. We want to make sure that we have the optimum number of golfers that we can have out there. And we were pretty close last year, but we're growing. So we want to make sure that we get those folks out there. So tell a friend, tell a family member, come on out and support.
Come have fun,
Be a
whether you
part
can
of
golf or not. How much are we looking to raise this year, John?
I think last year we raised about
$39,000.
$39,000. Dr. Simmons wants to double that. I conservatively said that we would like to raise a minimum of $50,000 this year.
Wow. Well,
And if we can do that, our goal is to make this the best golf tournament for a school division in Hampton Roads.
Great. Well, I'm hoping that folks will grab the golf balls, get ready to get these little goodies, and come
Absolutely.
sign up and be, oh, is there a rain date? How do I think
Yeah,
about
there
it?
will be a rain date. If something happens on that one, we'll announce that out there, but we do have a rain date scheduled. But we're not calling for that. We're calling for a great day on
Exactly.
June the 18th. And we are very appreciative of our school board, who, typically their school board meetings are on the third Wednesday of the month, but they moved it for us again for the second year because all of them are going to be out there as well supporting this event. But it's a great opportunity. Our principals, everybody, come on out to the golf tournament and, get out there. We had a great weather day.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, it was just great
perfect.
weather.
Did you win last year, John?
Yes, ma'am. I had 3 ringers.
You had 3 ringers. Oh, okay. Okay, maybe we got a little competition going. But thank you, too, for coming on the show today. I'm excited for this Golf Classic, and I know that folks are going to come out and support it.
No,
Thank you for joining us today.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We want to thank you for watching NPS Now. It airs weekly on WNPS Channel 47, or you can watch us online at www.npsk12.com. And if you have any great story ideas, email us at npsnews@npsk12.com. Again, thank you for watching NPS Now.